Moving to the U.S., tech CEO Linda Yaccarino says she's stepping down from running Elon Musk's social media platform X. Following months of upheaval and mass firings of what was once Twitter, Yaccarino took on the job of making the platform more attractive to advertisers. During Yaccarino's 2 years running the company, Elon Musk frequently added to her day-to-day challenges, clashing with advertisers, foreign governments, and even galvanizing the platform's own users. Her departure adds to the turbulence in Musk's sprawling business empire, including falling sales at his EV maker Tesla, as well as AI-related controversies. All right, Jonathan Nagler is professor of politics at New York University and joins me for more on this. Linda Yaccarino arrived in 2023 to what looked like a thankless job, given Musk's dominant personality and the tumult around X, then of course known as Twitter. How should we look at her departure right now?
I think you can look at it as, well, she lasted a reasonably long time, but her departure comes after two things. One is that X was bought by XAI, Musk's AI company, and obviously there's an awfully close temporal association with her leaving to that chatbot making comments, favorable to Hitler. And if your primary job is to sell advertising, it makes it harder to do that when your chatbot is praising Hitler. So she left a difficult position, but there are two recent things that happened. One is the structure of Twitter just changed dramatically, X, since it merged with XAI. And she had, yet another, really embarrassing incident that just makes it harder to sell ads.
The reference there for our viewers to the newest version of Musk's AI chat box, Grok, making anti-Semitic comments, including praising Hitler. I want to touch on that in just a moment, but first I want to ask, Yaccarino was an ad executive, I believe, brought in at a time when the company desperately needed to reassure advertisers, spooked by this kind of free-for-all that Musk wanted. Did she succeed?
She basically did. If you look at how X was doing, their ad revenue did go up in 2024. I'm not really sure how they've been doing this year. So she did sort of, stabilize things. She did manage to get advertisers back on board. And that was, the primary mission. That was the revenue generator for X. And she succeeded not in getting it up to the levels that it had been, but she, again, stopped the free fall and brought advertisers back.
In response to her announcement, Elon Musk posted a 5-word response: "Thank you for your contribution." He doesn't seem too concerned by her departure, does he?
I think given the way he runs his companies, he can't be too surprised when people leave. Finding another ad executive, he will find someone to run X. So I don't think in the long run this has a major impact on X. Again, she sort of stopped the bleeding. X, where it was, seemed kind of stable. I think the bigger question now for Musk is, what is actually the position of X within XAI? How do those two things link up? And what's the actual business strategy there? And what's the business model? Like, okay, they solidified the we can sell ads on X, but what's the new business model going forward now that these two things have been combined? And I think that the more important part of this is the XAI part, because all chatbots hallucinate. But the question is, why did XAI and all makers of chatbots, because of that, put guardrails on them so they won't hallucinate in ways that are too offensive to people? So the real question here is, what's going on at XAI? Why are they running a chatbot that is loose in the world that didn't have guardrails on that stopped this? Did they just make a decision? Well, we won't worry about this quite so much. Or was this just a technical glitch?
We also know that Musk is suing advertisers on X for what he says is an organized attempt to boycott them. That, along with this issue with the AI chat box, where is this company heading, really, when you look at the fact that advertisers have returned, but maybe under the threat of legal action as well?
I don't think too many advertisers would have thought that the legal threat was too persuasive in this case. Anyone is free to sue anyone in the world. The question is, what's the merit of those suits? So I'm not sure advertisers were too worried about that. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next couple of months. Is this incident damning enough that advertisers leave? We won't know for a while. But I think where X goes is going to depend on what is its relationship with XAI. It has held on to its position as being, as I'm sure you know, used by many, many media people. There was talk that, well, maybe after Musk bought it, all those folks would go to Blue Sky. That didn't happen. So X still has, sort of a place in the world.
All right, that's Jonathan Nagler at New York University. Jonathan, thank you.
Okay, thank you.